Hello YouTubers, welcome back to Yorkshireman66 and welcome to the Titanic film review, which I'm going to do for you. It was asked for by a subscriber, someone who subscribed to me. He asked for this review and I said I'd do it, and the review is Night to Remember. What you got to understand is it's the Titanic story, and A Night to Remember is the first Titanic disaster movie, which is 1958 the film were made. 1958 the film were made, and as you know, the Titanic goes down. So the film starts, and it's basically, it's a joyful beginning. It all starts with, you see the launch, you see the people, the crowds, you see original film footage of the Titanic being launched into the water. And then it begins with the music. That's the intro, seeing it all being launched, and intro into it. And then you see Kenneth Moore, who's the second in command of that ship, Titanic. He's on the train having a laugh and a joke with his girlfriend or wife or whatever, and has a bit of an argument. But but I think the story behind this is basically how they told the story is people leaving England, Ireland to go for a better life in America, so they could make money, come back, and so and be prosperous. Basically, that's the whole idea of it. So that's the gist of the film. So you see people, leaving home, packing up, leaving foot docks and that, to go on Titanic, basically, and that's it. And well, that's not it, obviously. Then you see Kenneth Moore kiss his wife goodbye, and he's on board ship, and then you see it. And then I'm not going to give it away too much, but you do see joyous scenes. You see original film footage of the ship leaving into the sea. You see it leaving, completely departing. But that's original film footage. Now, this is what I like about this film. They've used original film footage from what they got, obviously from 1912. So that's what they've done, and they use original photographs as well. And that's what I like about the film. To say it's the first film being made, and it's an hard thing to put a story together. So they put this story together, and I think it were well done. Yes, it were done in black and white, but it were well done. They had the right actors. I mean, Honor Blackman's in it. You know who Honor Blackman is. She were in the film Goldfinger and a TV series and things like that. There's a bloke in there who I know from Crossroads, David Hunter. He's in it. You got Kenneth Moore in it. You've got a lot of people who you will recognise. Even David McCallum's in it, from Man from Uncle and all that. He were even in $6 Million Man at one time. So you've got some decent actors there in it. So they're on the voyage, and you see, people enjoying themselves in the beginning, really enjoying themselves. I think the most memorable before the accident is where the two people go up to Kenneth Moore and say, well, we've heard that he's on about doing speed trials in the morning, and Kenneth Moore says, maybe, then walks away. And that, but yeah. So that's the gist of the film, and as the film progresses, it becomes clear, it's getting cold, icebergs. It does, as we all know, we know the end, and it's very sad to what happened at the end. The ship hit the iceberg, as we know, and it does in this film. It hits, you see it fully hit. You see people playing football with ice and things like that, having a laugh and a joke, because they don't believe that the Titanic, they've been made to believe that the Titanic's unsinkable, so there's nothing to worry about. This is what happens in the beginning of it. So the ship's going under. The bloke who designed it is on board the Titanic and tells them she ain't got long, a couple of hours, if that. So, and that one of the most touching scenes is when a bloke's been drinking whiskey and he throws a couple of deck chairs over, 2 deck chairs into water and saves someone's life, and he's absolutely drunk. But that bloke survives as well, so yeah, it's quite good. And right at the end, well, I must say at the end, you know what I mean? You see the ship going down slowly at first, then bit by bit it goes faster and faster, and then sinks beneath the waves. But if you're expecting the back end of the boat to break, it doesn't. They don't know how she went down. They honestly thought at the time Titanic went down as one. That's what they thought. It's 1958. That's what they thought. They thought, oh, it's gone down in one. Well, as we all know, it didn't. It did break into 2. But, yeah, I mean, they haven't put that in the film, basically. But, yeah, it's a film. It's heartbreaking, really, seeing all the people. I know they're only actors, and I know no actors got killed in the making of this production, but it still gets to your heart what they went through that night, basically. I mean, I couldn't imagine it. I wouldn't want to imagine it. But yeah, but as on this film, as Titanic goes down, you can see all the people, water coming up, and it really coming up really fast, and you can see it's taking them, overboard and things like that. Also, when you see the scenes where the steerage, oh no, you can't come through these gates. These gates are shut. Well, that's what really happened. These gates was shut. They had to, on the film, they had to break them open, which they did. So you can see where it's coming from. Then you got the band, what came out and played. The band played on, as we all know that it did. And as it continues to sink and sink and sink, and you're on board a rowing boat at that particular time, and you can see it going down. Lights go out, and she disappears beneath the waves. Titanic gone. There was a ship nearby called the Californian, but they just ignored. Yeah, I mean, reason why they ignored it is because of what the Titanic wireless operator it said. We're busy, waiting in line, sort of thing. So they went to bed and sleep. But the Californian could have saved all them people. But it was Carpathia what made it eventually out there and saved 750 people. Some of them were dead as well. And Kenneth Moore says, I'll never be the same again. I will never be so sure in my life again. So that's it. That's the Titanic film. That's the night to remember. And I can understand now why my dad said this would be the best film to watch. Because this one is a good Titanic film. Even though she goes down like on there, you can see it going down in one. It's still a good film. It's still a good storyline. There's been bad storylines. There's been bad Titanic. There was a Titanic film after this. All in all, I think there's about 8 Titanic films. There's also a mini-series which I'm trying to get my hands on of Titanic. And that was made in '96. A year before Cameron made his in '97. And that's called the Titanic miniseries. That's got George W. Scott in it. But this one, it's got Kenneth Moore, and dare I say it, he plays a damn good role. He really does. He plays a damn good role. And the bloke who played the captain played a damn good role as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is really humbling and sad, you know, talking about it basically. But I said I'd review it, and I've reviewed it. In my mind, I can recommend it. I can recommend the film to anybody. You get this film and watch it properly from start to finish, and then you begin to understand, you know, how people did suffer, dying basically. You know what I mean? And the men were being brave and things like that. You know, it's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. In fact, the passengers didn't believe it was sinking until it was, until it was more or less too late, because they thought, Titanic can't sink. Well, as we know, there is nothing unsinkable about Titanic. They said it couldn't happen, and it did. That's a lesson to be learned. And in 1912, that's the Edwardian era, by the way, 1912. And I think after this disaster, it woke them up. They didn't take it for granted anymore that, you are risking your life when you go on a boat. You risk your life every day when you go out there and cross the street. You know what I mean? Every time I go for a walk, I'm risking my life, which you are. But it's an acceptable risk. So, there you go. So that's A Night to Remember, which was recommended to me by my father before he died. I've seen it once before. I saw it once before with my daddy. I think it was it would have been in 70s. I think it was 74, 75. I think I was about 8 or 9 years old when I first saw it. So this is the first Titanic disaster movie, and I think they did a good job on it. I really do think they really did do a bang up job, and that reinforces this film with David Cameron's film. It really does. Yeah, I mean, because David Cameron made a big film out of it, massive blockbuster it was, and it was a very, people say, oh, it wasn't successful. Yeah, well, this was successful. So was David Cameron's. But this one, how this played out, you've got to see it really to understand it. And to me, it's haunting. It really, really is. It's left an impression with me. And people can call me on it, but this left an impression on me. I absolutely felt sick. You know what I mean? I'm all right laughing, but it's a nervous laugh. I felt sick. I mean, can you imagine what them people thought on them lifeboats when that boat went down? All them people were dying, screaming and dying. I mean, you will never ever take life for granted ever again, which I don't. You know what I mean? So you got to put yourself in the mindset in there, and that's what I do when I watch films. I get engrossed in them that much that I watch it completely, and I'm there. I'm thinking, well, if I were you're looking back on this rowing boat at Titanic, you can hear people screaming, you can see the boat going down. You know what I mean? But it's very haunting to see, any biggest maritime disaster, wasn't it, at that particular time. So all them people, over 1,000 people died. 750, some were dead. So I say 740 lived. So out of 2,000 and odd, it's a lot, in it. It really is. But like I say, Night to Remember. I was asked to review it. I've watched it. I've done the video on it. I've reviewed it, and I hope you like it. And if you buy the film, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I mean, it gets a 5-star rating from Empire. The first Titanic disaster, which it is. It's a PG, by the way. Kenneth Moore. It's a ranked collection. It's an ITV production. You've got special features like making of the Titanic and things like that, and you've got the gallery, the Titanic, the first day. Then you got Kenneth Moore, Honor Blackman, Michael Goodlife, David McCallum, and director Roy Baker, producer William McQuitty. ITV Studios Entertainment, DVD Dolby Digital Fact. It's a fact film. It's really good. So like I say, anyone who's thinking about buying this, buy it. Watch this film first, then watch the David Cameron's film. This bookends it. It really does. They're the only two Titanic films I would buy now. Is this one and David Cameron's. So you know what I mean. I've got other Titanic films. I've got Titanic, Raise the Titanic. I've even got Titanic 2. So, but yeah, like I said, there was a mini-series of this in '86. George C. Scott is in that as the captain, and it's a good mini-series. It really is. It's on for a long time, but it's a good mini-series. I'm trying to get that, and that's directed by the same people, by the same person who did Downton Abbey as well. Very, some of them are, so yeah, that's it. That's the Titanic. That's the Titanic film. So there's nothing else I can say about that. So if you've liked this video, I know it's been an humbling video, I know it's been a sad video, but if you've liked this video and you like to see more reviewing films, give it a like. Please subscribe if you are thinking of subscribing. Please subscribe. It's free to subscribe. You can always unsubscribe if you don't like my content, but please subscribe. Please share. Please hit the bell icon in it all, and please share the video to Twitter, Facebook, and to your friends and family who may like this kind of content. And also comment below. Really comment below. And if you're thinking the film has affected me, yes, it has. In fact, I was crying at the end of this. It's that overwhelming. It's just as upsetting as the David Cameron Titanic. But I can see the ideas from this film into that film. So yeah, this is a really good film, and it was really a good Titanic disaster movie. I've seen other Titanic disaster movies, but were made in, I think there were one after this. There were one made in '60s. I think it was '68 that were made. I was born in '60s. I'd only be 2 because I was born in '66. But yeah, 1968. So there you go. So yeah, like I said, this is the first Titanic movie, but it's a good one. It really is. I wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't, but I can only rate it for me. I do rate the film. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't. But if you're thinking about buying it, then I would recommend you buy it and watch it properly. Take notice, and then watch the other film if you've got it. But it is a good film. A lot of people say Titanic films, oh, it's a romantic film. Not romantic about this one. On David Cameron's, there was a romance story there. He had to try and bring something into it, so he did. But it's just not a love story, it's more than that. People lose their lives at the end of it. It's a proper disaster movie. They're both Titanic films are disaster movies. And then I think there's, like I said, there's quite a few films made of this. You know what I mean? It's about 8 altogether. So thank you for watching my video, and I will catch you, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye from now. Catch you all later.